Hello and welcome to the Innova How-To video series. I'm Eli, and in this video we're going to walk through the full diagnostic and repair process for DTC P0420 Catalyst System Efficiency Below Threshold Bank 1 on a 2014 Chevy Cruze. Now, before we get started, always begin with a complete inspection of the vehicle. Gather as much background information as possible, with key details being: when the issue started, what symptoms the driver noticed, any prior repairs performed, driving conditions at the time of the failure, fuel type used, any warning lights, unusual smells, sounds, all that sort of thing. Make a note of it. Now, this is going to help you prepare your diagnostic strategy and save you time down the line. Once your notes are complete, begin with the physical inspection by checking for obvious mechanical issues such as torn air inlet boots, cracked vacuum hoses or tees, disconnected or damaged wiring harnesses, wiring connectors not fully seated or locked, corrosion, broken pins, frayed wires at any connectors, that sort of thing. Then, inspect the exhaust system closely. Use a smoke machine or soapy water with air pressure to check for leaks at the exhaust manifold, the catalytic converter, or the heated oxygen sensor. Now, you want to look for physical damage such as dents, rust, discoloration on the converter. You could also try tapping gently to go ahead and see if there's something going on. A little bit of rattling could indicate a broken substrate. Inspect the muffler for blockage caused by the broken catalyst material. Check valve clearance. Tight exhaust valves can trigger this code as well. Now, if you're unsure about the emission coverage, check the vehicle emission warranty manual, and before continuing with the full diagnostic, review TSP 20-NA-065, which may actually have some important information related to this DTC. Next, we'll run a few tests to figure out exactly what's causing this code. Start the engine and let it idle. Open live data on your scan tool and monitor engine coolant temperature. It should read between 185 and 221. If it's running cold, the catalytic converter may never reach light off temperature. Now let's test the system using live data. We'll focus on catalyst bank 1 and oxygen sensor activity to assess converter efficiency. Now, make sure to follow this step by step. Step 1. Start the engine and let it idle until it reaches full operating temperature. This is important because live data readings won't be accurate if the engine is cold. Step 2. Check the fuel trim readings. Use the scan tool to view long-term fuel trim at idle, 1500 RPM, 2000 RPM, 2500 RPM. Now, if the readings are outside of plus or minus 10%, look for vacuum leaks, leaking fuel injectors, fuel pressure issues, faulty MAP sensors, that sort of thing. You want to make sure that you address any of these things before you continuing. If the fuel trims are within spec, move on. Step 3. Raise the engine RPM to 2000 for about 3 minutes. Now, this helps the system switch from closed loop and use the O2 sensor feedback for fuel control. Step 4. Bring the RPM back to idle. Switch your scan tool to graphing mode and monitor the heated oxygen sensor, bank 1, sensor 2. Voltage should move gradually between 0.1 and 0.8 volts. If the reading fluctuates rapidly, like the upstream sensor, the catalytic converter has likely failed. Always check for misfires, rich running, or physical damage before replacing the converter. If the sensor voltage is stuck or unresponsive, replace the sensor and retest. If replacing the heated oxygen sensor doesn't resolve the issue, restart the diagnostic process and double check anything that may have been missed earlier. Now that the converter has been confirmed faulty, follow these removal and installation steps carefully. But safety first. Wear gloves and safety goggles. Do not flex the exhaust pipe more than 10 degrees. Disconnect the negative battery cable. Unplug the heated oxygen sensor wire and harness plug. Make sure you don't pull by the cables. Remove the flexible air hose to gain more space to access the intake manifold heat shield. Remove the wire and harness bracket and bolt. Remove the oxygen sensor. Be careful with it. Remove the oil level indicator tube. And out she comes. Remove the heat shield from the manifold. Careful not to damage any of the connectors.
Temporarily lift the vehicle. Remove the 3 catalytic converter to flexible exhaust pipe nuts and separate it from the catalytic converter.
Got lucky.
Remove the catalytic converter to flex pipe gasket. Discard the gasket.
Just work them out by hand. Brake.
Remove the 4 exhaust manifold brace bolts.
Swivel.
Just leave it right.
Remove the exhaust manifold brace.
Let's get it going. Get the rest by hand.
Lower the vehicle. Remove the 9 catalytic converter to cylinder head nuts.
Careful.
Remove the catalytic converter from cylinder head. Remove and discard the catalytic converter to cylinder head gasket.
Okay, this one's old, and this one's new.
Position a new catalytic converter gasket onto the cylinder head. Mount the catalytic converter onto the cylinder head. Secure it with 9 nuts, tighten to 20 Newton meters or 15 foot-pounds. Temporarily lift the vehicle. Reattach the exhaust manifold brace. Tighten the 4 brace bolts, tighten to 20 Newton meters or 15 foot-pounds. Connect the flexible exhaust pipe to the catalytic converter. Fasten the connection with 3 nuts, tighten to 22 Newton meters or 16 foot-pounds. Lower the vehicle. Place the exhaust manifold heat shield back in position and tighten the bolts. Reinsert the oil level indicator tube. Tighten to 8 Newton meters or 71 inch-pounds. Thread the heated oxygen sensor into the catalytic converter. Tighten to 42 Newton meters or 31 foot-pounds. Attach the oxygen sensor harness to bracket and plug the heated oxygen sensor wiring harness back in. Reinstall the flexible air hose. Reconnect the negative battery cable. Close the hood.
Once the catalytic converter is installed, it's time for you to confirm that everything is working correctly and that the repairs fix the issue. Follow these steps. 1. Clear DTCs and freeze frame data using your scan tool. 2. Run a key on engine off test and then run a key on engine running test. These help verify communication between modules and sensors. You can also follow the drive cycle listed in the emission guide to trigger OBD system checks. 3. If possible, drive under the same conditions logged in the freeze frame data to reproduce the original fault scenario. 4. After completing these tests or drive cycles, scan for any stored, pending, or permanent DTCs. If no codes return, that's it, the repair is verified. Now, some new catalytic converters may need a break-in period of about 100 miles before reaching full efficiency. Make sure you inform the vehicle owner so that they know that this is normal. Well, this concludes our full repair and diagnostic process for DTC P0420 on a 2014 Chevy Cruze. Thanks for watching.